Lilian. How are you?
Good on you, but now your volume has went a bit down.
I beg your pardon?
It was going a bit down. I was hearing properly well.
I can't hear you, Lilian.
Yes, your volume, I don't know what.
Okay, so Lilian and I are having a hard time connecting there. Can you hear me, Lil?
I hear you, but
Lily?
you're low. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, but yours is a bit down.
Is it down?
So
are you struggling? Are you struggling to hear me? What about now?
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I hear you, but you're still low.
Oh, Lily.
Once you went on air, then you went down.
Sorry? What'd you say, Lil?
Let me check if I can put.
Okay, I think maybe your phone.
Okay,
is
maybe ask then.
trouble.
We will juggle around. If I don't hear you, then maybe we'll repeat the question.
I beg your pardon? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm struggling to hear you, Lil. I don't know. I think maybe you should try connect with your laptop instead.
I hear you, but you on the laptop.
Yes, I think you should try and connect with your laptop instead of the cell phone, because we're having a little bit of trouble hearing each other.
Then
if you just tuned in, my name's QUAX, and this is the Jump Off on QUAX Radio. It is radio according to you. On the line with me and virtually, as you can see, is Lilian, and it is a Wellness Wednesday on the Jump Off, and obviously we talk everything health and wellness. And today we're going to be talking to Lilian. She's going to share her story of overcoming cancer and embracing a healthy lifestyle by opening up a new gym. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to let Lilian try fix the situation, because I'm trying to obviously get her to hear me, and I'm trying. Okay, so let's just try and connect. Let's just try and connect her. Okay, we're just trying to connect her with a laptop and see how that one is going to work in terms of her hearing us. All right, fantastic stuff. Hello.
So on which one can you see me? Can you see me?
There we go. Hello.
I guess you can see me both.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think maybe we should remove the one from the phone and live with the laptop one. In spite of the color that I see, it's fine. Because on the laptop I can hear you properly.
Okay, so I can sort of hear you, but I feel like in terms of movement, this will be better. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, it's a bit better now.
Okay, awesome. Lil, for everyone that is listening on the Jump Off on QUAX Radio, could you please introduce yourself to our listeners and tell us a little bit about your story, with cancer?
Okay. Good morning, all listeners. My name is Lilian Wolmarans. I'm a Rustenburger. I stay in Rustenburg. I'm a fitness person. I'm a business woman. I'm from a teaching background, and I engage with all communities. I engage with all mining sectors. And for me to be able to be actually connected to this radio, I want to give thanks to Sibanye Still Waters and Pakamani, of which they have took us by hand as women. Actually, they did it nationally. So I'm one from Rustenburg. We are 30 women, of which they're entering in business, in making sure that we're running our businesses formally, so in making sure that we meet people like you, radio stations like you, and we appreciate the support they have given us. And by so saying, I'm grateful, and it has actually helped a lot also in running my business of the gym and other businesses, and to be able to tailor according to the specs where you would be able to know what exactly you need to do in your business. So a shout out to Sibanye Still Waters and Pakamani. And for me to be able to grow this much, it's because of them. Because I have been in business, but I did not get any formal mentoring or schooling pertaining to business. But today, I'm proud to say they have mentored us very well. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'm really having trouble hearing you.
Seriously, I
Yes,
can hear you.
I'm having trouble hearing you. So okay, are you? I'm trying to read your lips as well, because I don't know.
But I can hear
Okay,
you properly.
you can hear me
I hear you
perfectly. All
properly.
right.
Yes. Should I repeat
Okay.
what I said?
Okay, let me just ask you questions, and we'll kind of figure it out as we go along. If you just tuned in, it's 19 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock. My name's QUAX. I'm hanging out with Lily, and she just told us a little bit about her background, with cancer and who she is. And we're going to be unpacking, overcoming cancer, and of course, her embracing, a new healthy lifestyle, opening up a gym. Right, Lily, how did your personal experience with, diagnosis and treatment kind of shape your philosophy on exercise and wellness?
Pertaining to the philosophy of exercise and wellness, uh, going through this journey, I actually had two options. It's either I give up, or it's either I shoulder on.
Mm.
So soldiering on helped me in terms of researching more pertaining to the cancer itself, and not forgetting that the most important thing that I had to do, it was to ask for wisdom from God, because
Mm.
I have seen what cancer did to a lot of people. And being diagnosed with cancer, we are so fearful. We're thinking that we are dying tomorrow. So it is very important to gain knowledge, to know actually what is it that you're dealing with. So I made my own researches. I read a lot. I discovered, I met with people, I met with specialists, met with doctors, and it really helped me to say, okay, if I can take this route, because ignorance it's a problem in our life. So it is very important when you are diagnosed with any disease, it does not matter which. Make sure that you research. Make sure that you know exactly what is it that you're facing with, and know exactly who to talk to, know exactly what to do. Get second opinion. Don't go to one doctor and then say, this is where I will end. Because if I can just narrate to you why I did that, I went to the first doctor, and then in less than 3 weeks, the doctor wanted to operate on me. The doctor wanted to take off my breast. The doctor arranged for everything. And then it was in December, around the 10th. And then he was saying, and then on the 15th, he will be going on leave. And I'm like, hell no. So when you are on leave, what is it that I do? And I'm like, let me put you on a pause. And then I went out and I researched and I looked for information and I read and I prayed, because I needed that strength. it's a very fearing thought to thinking like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to have a breast. I'm married. I've got kids. I socialize. And then this affects you emotionally. And then I got a doctor, of which the sister to my friend. I will talk about her later on. And then she took me on board, and then we went for second opinion, and then we went to Pretoria. Remember, I'm in Rustenburg. Believe you me, when I get to Pretoria, Little Company of Mary, we met Dr. Cohen. And then he was like, don't worry, you're on stage 2. You don't have to take off your breast. Imagine if I went along with the first decision to say, this is crucial, you must remove your breast. And I'm like, no. So I'm like, people should not panic. When you are being diagnosed, fix your mindset first. But you will not be able to do that on your own. You need God's wisdom. You need God intervention. You need people to help you. So don't put yourself in the closet and stress. Go check what is it. So I was helped by the fact that I did not give up. I went for second opinion. And then as I speak now, I still have my breast. Because now I took myself through the process of getting into the disease itself, knowing about it, researching about it, asking about it, checking about it, all the stages. So I was well versed in terms of this will happen, after this will happen, and then that really helped me a lot in research and engagement.
Now, as a woman, of course, I think we all know, breasts are important. Whether you're, a mother, whether you are still wanting to be a mother, but just as a woman, I think breasts make you feel, very feminine. And I can imagine, the lack of confidence after the whole situation. Can you explain to me, what you went through, how you got your confidence back and was able to, I saw some of your pictures. I mean, you wear clothes like it ain't a thing, how was, the journey of regaining your confidence again, and becoming a woman to say, you know what, whatever, I've gone through this and I've overcome it, and now I want to be, the strong and powerful woman, and I'm going to, show the world that you can live, a productive life after this?
Actually, I never pitied myself because, like I said, I'm very spiritual and I engage with God. So I asked for wisdom. So I was like, okay, in most of the challenges, you must actually look for opportunities. And I believe that everything happens for a reason. So for me to go out there, because like I said, with my research and the know-how to go about in this and that, people would only see or would only hear me saying, by the way, I'm sick. Because I have developed and I have discovered ways of which, what is it that I need to do for me not to look that sick when people see me. I ate well, I exercised well, I engaged well, I fixed my mindset well. So it was not that difficult to can actually come out. And I was encouraging people to say, when you are going through this, don't pity yourself. You are in a battle. You have to fight that battle with everything that you've got. So that is one thing that helped me to say, God is my strength for sure. And I can do this through him who strengthens me day by day. And I have been an example to a lot of people to say, if she can do it, we can do it. And like in that process, because when you go through chemotherapy, because what happened to me, I went for the tests and everything, the diagnosis and everything, and then they found a lump. And then after the lump, I had to go for chemotherapy. And then the chemotherapy helps in a manner where it conserves the lump goes shorter. It actually, they reduce the size of the lump so that when you go for the operation, it is no more big. It actually reduced in size. So I went for chemotherapy, of which chemotherapy, it's bad, it's terrible. And I found ways of how to deal with it, because now I went for chemotherapy. Probably, let me give an example. I go today and then you don't sleep, you come back home. The day after, it's a mess. You will go for I would go for 7 days not eating, not having appetite. If you'd see me a day after, you'll think that I'm actually dying tomorrow. In the manner or the state you would find myself in. I'm like, yo. So then I read that you must keep yourself hydrated, because lots of fluids and water, it gives you strength. So the liquids and the hydration processes that I took myself through, they helped me to dilute or to make it possible that the medication should just be distributed equally, normally, same time, and faster into my bloodstream. And then after that 7 days, I would eat like nobody's business. I would eat so that if the 7 days come again of me not being able to eat, this time I'm like, because I did not want to look thin. When you don't eat, you lose weight. So I compensated the days. I was like, I did not eat, so I must just eat everything that I can stomach, but not forgetting that I cannot eat everything. I must watch my diet as well. And during the 7 days, I will not be having the strength to can move. Because now chemotherapy, it gives you those hot flashes whereby at some point I would get into a bathing tub. They would put water, believe you me, and ice just to calm my body. And I would be switching on the aircons because the way it is so hot, it is unbearable. So all that, it works in your mind. So after the chemotherapy, then I went for the operation. And then the operation went well. And after the operation, I honestly did not hear, or I did not pick it up that the doctor said I will be going back to the chemotherapy. I was very stressed. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's why some people, they don't go for chemo. Or when they say to them, you are sick, you have to go for chemo, they are like, I'm not going, I'd rather die. So I just had to soldier on. I had to gather strength to say, how am I going to do this? I'm thinking of all the horribleness and all the fatigue and all the distress that I went through the first phases of chemotherapy. And I did it. I made it. And then after that, I went for radiation. The radiation is another story. I did it. The radiation, you go under a machine of which it's got ultraviolet rays, and then there's noise behind you. The radiation, you go under a machine of got ultraviolet rays. So the radiation, it actually burns any particles that would be remaining and after the chemo. But it's bad as well. It's like it becomes very painful. It becomes very sore. And I remember I had to bandage myself from this point to that point because now I wanted nothing to touch me. And by that time now you cannot even get out of the house. But now with the help of God, people will come visit. Family is there. That is why you need people who support you. You should be having a support structure because all by yourself you will not be able to make it. So yeah, that journey was not a nice journey to go through, but with the help of family and friends and my fitness journey, it really I look back and I'm like, wow, I really made it. And my fitness journey, it's really, I look back and I'm like,
So let's talk a little bit about your fitness journey, right? I want to find out, you know, what made you decide, you know, um to go into you know, a gym and have your own gym. And also I just want to know, do you have unique features or programs that you do at your gym that are designed specifically to support fellow cancer survivors?
my main reason why I ended up having a gym, when I was going through the medication, or when I was going through the processes, the checkups, and then responding positively to the medication, the doctors were very surprised, and then they wanted to know my lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle was I actually living? And I mentioned that I gym a lot. I have been gymming from an early age, and I'm eating healthy. I keep myself fit. And then they were like, wow, because now we see every time you come, your progress actually it's okay. So we realized that fitness played a role. Hence, I did not give up on chemo. And then one day, how I came about me having the gym, and because I was with my husband, very supportive. And then one day he came home and then he was like, Lee, I saw somebody selling his gym. I'm going to buy you a gym. And I'm like, okay, you should be kidding. He's going to buy me a gym. In a wink of an eye, and then he paid off. And then we went to the gym, and then it had machinery. Remember, I'm not an instructor. I'm just a person who goes to a nearby gym and then work out. And then we bought that. Now I'm faced with the fact that who's going to train people? So the people that I was gymming with, I approached the instructors, and I've got one of them, and then he helped me training. Then we went on. I was operating as a member myself. And then one day he decided to just want to bully me and take over. And I'm like, now I have a problem. Because now if you run a business and you don't know anything about that business, it's a problem. I went back to the drawing board to say, because now I have a gym, which was inspired that I'm fit. My fitness played a role in conquering the cancer. How do I become active in terms of me becoming an instructor, so that what I preach, what I say, people can actually relate and see. Then I got a mentor, and then they trained me how to actually have classes, how to actually cater for people who are actually cancer survivors or other chronic disease survivors, and how to actually treat them, and how actually they should cope. But because now, as people, we are different. And then the most important thing, when you host people like that, firstly, they must check with their doctors. They must check with their plans, because you are not a specialist. You cannot just want to take over. And also the help of, because I have a trainer of which he's working with a chronic diseases patient, and he would know actually this is how you take them through. If probably you're dealing with the one who did mastectomy, double mastectomy, the lymph nodes, you will know which exercises to do. And then you take them slow, pertaining in the way they would respond. And most importantly, again, in taking them slow, pertaining to your lymph node, and then you would concentrate on your upper body at first. And you will engage your bicep, your tricep, because now remember the chemo involves that big needle that they put in, and then sometimes it disturbs your blood flow. So now you would get to know how to actually get that going. So you would start with your upper body and then engage machinery, whereby you engage your bicep, your tricep, and also your core is very important, because that's where your strengths come from. To say now, how do you strengthen your core pertaining? You would use there and there your small weights, not a lot, and gradually you will go to maybe more intensive, where you now gain strength, and then bit by bit. But advice is to say you first start, because now I would not want to jump into. Sometimes I even want to see, because now I have my results. I know what is it that I was engaged in. I know the processes. I would say I would ask first, where did you start? What happened? So I align it with what I went through. So I've got a benchmarking per se. I'm not working from a point whereby I'm clueless. So it will not be that easy to actually be robbed, to say, okay, this is what I did. I would want to get into the gist, to say, if somebody would say, I've got cancer, can I come gym? I start to say, who is your doctor? What is it that you did? And then where are you now? Where are your results? And then I will engage the specialist first, to say which exercises can I actually engage the person with. And then at first, he will show me this is how we do it, because now we collaborate in most instances. You can't be doing things alone. And it is important to engage other people, because together we can do more. All by yourself, no, you will do things wrongly. Yeah.
Definitely. Look, it sounds tough. It
It
sounds
is.
defeating. It sounds like, it's not something easy to go through. And I just want to find out from you, what daily routines or like mindset practices that have helped you to kind of stay motivated on days that kind of felt, most discouraged, on days that felt, what, I don't want to do this anymore, on days that felt like, yo, this is really, really hard.
Honestly, the days differ. Sometimes you
Mm,
wake up and you're like, I don't want to talk. Sometimes you wake up, you like, you in doubt as much as you gain strength, but sometimes you're like, yo, today is hitting me too hard. And you don't want to talk to anybody, and you want to be in bed the whole day. And then what I would do, I would meditate, I would play music. Like I say, I am my faith had to save me, because at the same time I'm a motivational speaker, I'm a preacher, where I would
mm,
find myself not being able to can speak or to can pray for myself. I would just consult, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, today you'll have to do it for me, because I don't have the
mm,
strength. And I would play your soft music, your gospel music, your praise and worship, and you would ask for intervention, because the journey is not easy.
mm,
And you like, I've got hope, and with the hope that I have, it will definitely take me somewhere. And I would normally say to God, let us make a deal, because the word of God says, you speak to God as if he doesn't know anything, and because he knows your story best, but you
mm,
should be the one who tells him your story, to say, these are my challenges, this is what I would want to achieve, these are my weakest points, these
mm,
are my strong points. Can you please nourish me? Can you just help me to take each day as it comes? Because
mm,
someday, I would normally say to him, please, today I cannot even tap. Today I cannot even walk. Let it be your footsteps. Just carry
mm,
me. Let me not drop, because if I drop, I die. So, can the angels represent me today? Can my soul be saved today? Can my spirit be saved today? So, spiritual well being is very important. If
mm.
it finds you empty, you are gone. If it finds you doubtful, you are gone. Praying, meditating, playing music, focusing, not allowing negative thoughts to go into your head to defeat you, it's very important.
Okay. And what advice, would you give to someone just about, balancing rest, activity recovery, and just pushing one's limits safely?
Okay, in doing that, activity recovery, you would do your small routines like your yoga, you would
Okay.
do your stretching, you would do your short walks, because sometimes you cannot even go to the gym. But what is it that you can do? Maybe picking up some small items in the house, maybe helping, for example, if maybe one went to go buy groceries, just getting to help with those small items, because they will help you to be part and parcel of what is happening around you. And you must prioritize sleep. Sleep is very important. You must rest, because the medications takes the whole out of you. It takes your strength away. So make sure that you rest, make sure that you rejuvenate, make sure that you drink water, and make sure that, as much as sometimes you cannot eat, take your liquids, your juice. Most of the time, they would recommend your dark fruits and your dark juices. They actually help a lot. And the other thing that helped me a lot, it was taking garlic, because garlic builds cells. And then taking a lot of it and taking water, even if you did not eat, but you know that I have compensated my strength with this and that. So you listen to your body, you listen to yourself to say, okay, what is it that I can do today? What is it that I cannot do today? And then, of course, after resting, you will be able to can walk around a bit, especially in that process whereby now you have went for chemo or you have taken uh, the pill itself. Because after all that, there's a process of taking a pill for 5 years. Some instances it would be for 10 years. That on its own, it's tiring. So you cannot just wake up same time and then get involved with activities. You listen to your body first to say, okay, this is how much I can take today. And you go accordingly, step by step, bit by bit, and you will get
Okay.
there.
Lastly, before we let you go, Lilian, can you just, looking ahead, what legacy do you hope to leave, for future generations of breast cancer survivors and fitness advocates?
Uh, the advocacy that I want to leave with people is to say, if you are being diagnosed, especially with breast cancer, do not be so scared that you don't even want to go for test. Or what I would advise actually for all women, make sure that on a yearly basis,
I seem to have lost a connection with Lilian. Hopefully, she will come right back. If you just joined us, you're a little late to the party. It is a Wellness Wednesday. We have been talking about her overcoming cancer, breast cancer in particular, and opening up a new gym, just embracing, a healthier kind of lifestyle. It is a Wellness Wednesday after all on the jump off. And so she has been our guest. I think she might have some technical issue happening on her her side. But basically right now I was just asking her, the legacy that she hoped to leave for the future generation of breast cancer survivors and obviously fitness advocates. And that's the question she was answering. So I guess she had a little bit of issue there. I'll see if she'll come back. But otherwise, just remember at 11 o'clock, we do have our news headlines just to let you know what's happening in and around your world. Pick Your Poison is happening at 11 o'clock. And of course, I want you to get involved with Pick Your Poison today. And for today's Pick Your Poison on the Jump Off, it happens every last hour of the Jump Off, which is just after 11 until 12. And today's Pick Your Poison is: would you rather share every penny with your partner in one joint account, or keep total separate finances and handle all your expenses solo? That's what we want to find out from you. 066 137 2723 is the number to dial. At 066 137 2723. You send us a voice note. You let us know what poison you would pick. Please let us know your name, and also let us know where you're from, so we can give you a little shouty outy. And yeah, let's play the game. Otherwise, there seems to be an issue with Lilian and her network. I think we'll just leave it there. It is nearly time for us anyway to go into some news just at 11. It's 48 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock. The Jump Off is where you're at on Keeping It to Radio, Radio According.